Hello, my name is Theresa and welcome to my channel. I have been tagged to do 10 things I've learned as a YouTube creator, and I didn't get quite prepared for this. Susan with I Totally Love It tagged me, and let's see. I just saw the video yesterday. Okay, and she says that she was tagged by Crinkle Path and Creating with Jovi. And then she's tagged a bunch of people, one me. But if you watch my channel, you very possibly do watch Trisha's Crafting Whimsy, My Scattered Brain, Like Cut and Paste, and I have seen some of these others, but I can't really pronounce their names, so I'm not in the mood to try. Which jumps right into what I have to say about 10 things that I've learned as a YouTube creator. And I'm just gonna look through my accordion journal and see what needs to be done in it. I thought that would be more interesting than looking at me talk, because my last video was quite a bit of looking at me talk, where I went through the craft room tour. So if that's something you're interested in, be sure to take a look. I kind of want to do some new projects, like a little ephemera series, and I also want to do maybe some more videos on using a Cricut, because I haven't done any. Well, yeah, I did. I think I did one since I purchased the Ultra Joy. But those are just some ideas that I've got percolating in my head, and if that's of interest to you, you might want to subscribe and hit that bell so that you get notified, or feel free to just check back in every once in a while to see what I'm up to. Number 1, 10 things I've learned as a YouTube creator. It's like anything. Some days all I know is that I don't know a lot. I learned that through growing up, marriage, having kids, now being a grandma. We do learn a lot in our lives, but then we find out that there's a lot that we don't know. And especially with starting off with a new adventure, we find that out a lot more. As I go through the 10, there's going to be other things that I'm going to say that will be tied into like number 1. So number 2, collaborations and challenges are very helpful to build your channel's audience. That leads me right to this. Now, at first I named this video hashtag accordion collaboration, because that's what this journal is about. But then I thought, it would be so much more interesting for me to look through the journal, which I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do because it's hard to talk, and I want to be very concise and clear, and not pause too much or stutter too much. Man, oh man, I used to stutter a lot when I was a kid. Some of these pages are open and ready for me to try to do some magic in. But this is my accordion challenge. I do already feel that it has been helpful to bring a new audience, if not just like allow for interesting content, so those who have visited my channel before will come back and be interested in looking at more of what I've got to show or say. Number 3, it's okay to live stream. In my case, I'm not a professional, and I'm open, honest about my imperfections. So there are some YouTubers that they use their YouTube channel and their other social media platforms to launch their products, whether it be digitals. This is a beautiful napkin that I've had in my stash. Or they sell ephemera, they've got an Etsy shop, they've got a Ko-fi shop. It's kind of like a landing page. Now, in the marketing world, most people will argue that a web page is the best thing for a landing page, and then branch off from that with your social media. I've done that before, but it didn't really work for me. So when I started my business, my 9-to-5 business, I launched that with Facebook. I found a Facebook group that was applicable to the niche market that I was targeting, and it just helped my business bloom. So YouTube for me is a hobby, and I'm okay to live stream. I don't want to take the time to learn how to edit videos. I don't want to spend the time editing videos because I don't get paid for it. I do some stash sales where I try to de-stash and get rid of some of that extra stuff that I have. This was real fun. I have to pause for this. This is a flip, and I got real carried away with decorating it, and I put a pocket on the back, and on top of the pocket is a belly band. So I know that sometimes folks will say, I'm trying to figure out where the opening is here, because sometimes our openings close up. And it looks like that might be the case here. Nope, it's open. Maybe I can put a tab or something on there to make that easier to stay open. And then belly band. Some people might argue that when you're doing a YouTube video, that it's important to have everything prepared so that you're not losing people's interest when you're creating. Well, sure, that is important for those people who want a more professional look to their YouTube channel. And I have played with that idea a little bit, but it doesn't feel good to me. It feels more like a job than a hobby. Hi, Susan, welcome. So while I like to, put on a halfway decent video as well as I can, I don't really want to work at it unless somebody's going to pay me. So here's a pocket right here. This page is kind of done. This is one of those journals that I've made that I'm sure I will go back to time and time again, even after making it, because it's going to be a play journal. I'm starting to have more of those. And someone that I think is really a rocket scientist about having play journals is April, which is Mama Juju. Hi Brenda, welcome. So I've watched her when I first started watching her lives, and I saw the 50 million things that she was getting into and that she was involved in with her craft play on almost a daily basis, if a daily basis. I was like, oh my gosh, why would you want to do that? How could you? And because part of my thing is space, but gradually I found myself doing that more and more lately, and I've got to say it's a lot of fun. So with having my my planner, that's something that I'm getting in and I'm playing with on a daily basis almost. And I think starting to play in other journals help that. Plus, I started repurposing some of my older journals, and that's fun because I wanted to turn them into pre-made ephemera books, because I need to get these things out of my storage and off my shelves because I'm not enjoying them. They're just sitting there getting dusty. And if I can repurpose them and put some lovely ephemera in it, because I love making ephemera, so I have tons of it, then so be it. Get them repurposed and list them on a Facebook group and get them out the door. Okay, so let's move on to number 4. It's okay to share your faith, and I'm even okay to share my convictions at times, which might include why I prefer to keep it clean on my channel. It might not be a good fit for everyone, and that is okay. For those that use their channel as part of a small business, they may have other absolutes about this sort of thing. My absolutes is to be real. And if this was a business, and this channel actually was a business channel at one point, because I was trying to be a successful Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I never was more than a hobby demonstrator. I spent a lot of money, but it was my money, and I did sell some things, but not even enough to cover my supplies of the things that I bought, because I thought I had to have it all to demonstrate, and plus it was fun playing with all the new products while I was demonstrating. So during that time, I didn't say some of the things that I feel comfortable saying on my YouTube channel at this date and time. And I'm constantly coming up with new ideas of how I want to share my personal ideas and stuff. And I'm fine with that not being a good fit for everybody, because that's how it is. But a couple ideas popped up in my head, and I thought, no, I better not share that. I can get a little radical sometimes. So I'm going to just move on to the next bullet point. Number 5, I agree about consistency, but that's a challenge for me. Again, we're right back to this is not a job, this is a hobby. So I have tried to say, oh, I'll do videos on this day and this day at this time. Or more so, I've said I'll try to do them around 6 o'clock because I work during the day. That it just still felt too regulatory for me. I'm not getting paid, so I'm going to do it when it suits me, not when somebody else thinks I should. And if that's a good fit for people who watch my channel, that's great. If it's not, again, there's lots of channels where they do schedule and are very religious about their video postings and that sort of thing, and more power to them. I hope they're making a good amount of money for all that hard work and effort that they're putting into things. Of course, you know, there's other ways they can increase, you know, making a little nest egg of income. And someday I hope to do that myself, one of which is to be an Amazon affiliate. So I'm going to step up on my soapbox right now, and I'm going to encourage everybody that has a YouTube buddy and has an Amazon store to buy from their Amazon store. Because even if you even if you have a Amazon store, sorry, I'm having troubles with my words right there, you can't get credit for your own sales. So there's no reason to hold back from using somebody else's affiliate link, because they get a few pennies for doing that. The cost is not jacked up for you to go use their store. They just get a little credit in pennies for your purchases because they've encouraged you to buy Amazon products. So yesterday I knew that I needed some prick glue. I wanted to increase my stock of glue and stuff, and I wanted to do it before the end of the month when we go to Arizona. And so I bought my products through Carrie the Paper Monkey because she has an affiliate link. Now, I've done that before with others. When I first started watching junk journal videos, I did it with some other people, but they weren't people that I talk to in live chats like I do other people. And so I prefer to go buy from those people that I've talked to in chats and made more of a personal connection with than the people who are, kind of more like strangers to me. And there's a couple people that I watch a lot, or I watched a lot in the beginning, but it ended up not being a good fit for me because of the way that they did their videos. Hi Angela, welcome. Let's go to the next one. Number 5, I agree about I did that. Number 6, we all have different styles of junk journaling and different styles of presenting, and it's okay. Oh, so we're going to go right back to being prepared or not being prepared when you do videos. My style is to be somewhat prepared, and that's more for me so that I don't interrupt my flow of crafting. Sure thing, Angela, my pleasure. But I'm not trying to necessarily teach anybody anything. I'm not trying to be a demonstrator. I am sharing ideas, and if while I did something you were like, oh my gosh, how did she achieve that? Like this right here. I don't know if you can tell if that's shiny, but I was having fun playing with some stuff. I took a page from a botanical book and I put packing tape over it, and then I dabbed it with alcohol ink, kind of like how you would for making a faux age tape. So sharing any knowledge that I might have about how I do something, and I guess if I've done it, I have some knowledge about it. That's cool. I'm happy to help folks. I love to share organizational ideas. It's just a passion for me. I was sitting in a Moxie Java coffee shop years ago, and there was a little place card on there, and it said, if you do something, okay, I'm not going to be able to quote it perfectly, but it's something to the fact, if you do something that you love, you will be successful. If you do something so much that you love that you don't get paid for it, you'll be successful. Well, I started doing bookkeeping, and that proved true for me. And now I junk journal, and I don't get paid for it, but I love doing it, so I love sharing it with others. Number 7, I try to understand algorithms and have heard that a person is competing against themselves when posting more than one video a day, but then I hear recently to do 2 videos a day. Again, I don't know a lot, going right back to number 1, but my plan is to have fun and experiment. So I am in a Facebook group for my business, and I constantly see people asking questions and then other people jumping in with answers, and I read those answers and I'm like, you don't have a clue. Like the person who asked the question might ask something that's more of a legal question than a bookkeeping question, and then somebody will jump in and say, well, this is how I do it. And I'm like, dude, every state has different compliance laws in regards to property management. You can't tell somebody who is, say, in Maryland, what they can do if you live in Idaho, because Idaho is very non-regulatory in some things. There's a lot of trades that you can do without even being licensed. I don't know if it's still true, but years ago it was like massage therapy and house inspector and stuff like that, which I'm okay with because, you know, you can get a crook just as easily that's licensed as you can a crook that's not licensed. It's all about the person and their knowledge. And I didn't go to school to be a bookkeeper. I worked hard to learn how to do it and to do a good job learning property management, trust accounting. So, was that another soapbox that I just stepped up on? But back to algorithms and that sort of thing. Yeah, you know, you can get people who will tell you do this, don't do that, or whatever. Hi, Debbie, welcome. And the thing is maybe you should try it for yourself and experiment, because experimenting, as long as you're not hurting anybody, is a lot of fun. Number 8, have fun and experiment. Okay, I just had to say it twice, I guess. Number 9, don't be afraid to show your face. Some really like that and feel more of a connection. Like Susan did a good job of showing her face. It was so cute. I don't know if you saw her video that she did on 10 things that she's learned as a YouTube creator. But she went and got in her car and was saying how it was more quiet in her car. And I'm sorry, Susan, but when you said that, I was like, you have a husband and an older kid. How noisy can it get in your house? But, you know, she obviously, for some reason, feels like it's quieter in her car. And I guess I did just challenge her on that. But anyways, she knows best. So, don't be afraid to show your face, because we get curious what people look like. And it's so funny. I actually watched a video that, who was it? Emily did a video. And she looks nothing like I thought she would look. It's so funny how we picture people one way when we only hear their voice all the time. And then we see their face. And so sometimes we may picture them with different color hair, different length of hair, different race, different body size. Like my husband did a good job of showing more than just my face on that craft room tour the other day. So everybody knows that I'm a rather large woman now. Thank you very much, husband. But it's okay. I'm okay with that. That's right, Susan. I just have to be confrontational. More wrinkles, Susan? Older? More gray? Well, my hair's not really gray, but it is turning very white, I think. But it's weird how, again, we see our own self in the mirror, and then it's another time we might see ourselves differently in the mirror. So, yeah. Okay, what can I put down here? What's my next thing? Oh, the last thing, 10. I prefer fresh and or unique content. This includes interesting thumbnails, which can easily be done with screenshots, but I now use Canva. I enjoy the part about my channel that states my eclectic style, and while I'm often vintage and grungy, I'm okay to experiment with other styles on occasion. And my hair was much longer, Susan, about a month ago. And then I got it cut, and the lady chopped it. So I looked in the mirror before I did the video, and I'm like, I'll try and put some of it back so you can't see the chopped lines. But again, if I worry about the way I look, that just takes too much time out of my day. That's why I don't wear makeup or things like that. You know, I'm lucky to brush my hair some days. But there's more fun things to do in life, and I don't have to go anywhere where people see me, like go teach school or go to a 9-to-5 job. So I'm okay with that. let me get back to my last point. Talking about my style, and I'm okay to experiment with other styles on occasion, which I'm right back to Susan. Susan is I'm trying to think of an adjective. Susan is a big encourager. She is really good about encouraging us in the context of talking about her collaborations and encouraging us to step outside of our comfort zone, which I like that she does that. I try to really make an impression on folks when I'm doing my videos that this is junk journaling. There's no rules. Don't worry about mistakes. Like this right here, that was me stepping outside of the lines. All these scribbles. And I don't know if I liked it when I was doing it. I don't even know if I like it now. But we don't know unless we try. And actually, this will look better when I embellish it some. And that's something I found that like Louisa Heinzel always says, trust the process. And it's really good words. Trust the process. And the process is putting down paper, glue, inks, different medias, blah, blah, blah. Throw it down and see what you get and keep playing with it. Because we're back to experimenting and it's a lot of fun. The only thing that I don't branch off in, and a lot of the people that I talk to on social media and visit with and enjoy visiting with them are okay with some of this stuff, is I don't branch off into dark content or something that represents evil in my world. That is all off the table. But I could veer off into a little boho, shabby chic, or something like that on occasion if I was challenged to, because that doesn't affect my moral compass. And there's scripture in the Bible that tells us to not entertain certain things, and I embraced that back when my children were little and have felt that way all during my children's lifespan of growing up to this day. And it's my conviction. If it's not your conviction, then I don't expect you to enjoy my conviction, and you may just want to click off of my video when I talk about that on occasion, or type a post about it on IG or something like that, just like I'll click off of your video if you decide to do a video on something that hurts my moral compass. That's right back to, where were we? And I'm going to wrap it up. Number 4, it's okay to share your faith, and I'm even okay to share my convictions at times, which might include why I'm just really stumbling here. For those, why I might not be a good fit for everyone. I can't find the part I want, so I'm going to wing it here. There was a time when someone came onto my channel and said something that was off color. And wow, there's people that I have an instinct that wouldn't bother them at all. And wouldn't bother my husband at all. But there are other people that I wonder to myself, that might bother them. And it might have bothered me too. So I, without stuttering, said, hey, this channel isn't a good fit for that. Thank you very much. And the person apologized and even stayed in the chat, and it was fine. But there are sales, especially sales chats, get into talk that doesn't impress me. And so that's another reason why I don't go to sales chats anymore. Plus, now I don't need to spend the money, so I don't go. But that's just my conviction, my personal opinion. And if you're a YouTuber, these are things that you probably want to think about and draw your own line and make your own boundaries. Whether it's about having a channel where you want to sell stuff, so you got to make everybody happy, or whether you're the type of person who needs to be friends with everybody. Obviously, I'm not that type of person. But those people who like to play nice and play in my sandbox, then I'm happy to hang out with them. So, and every time I have these types of heart-to-heart talks on my channel, I will, every time I open my channel after it happens, I watch for my subscribership to drop. It's funny, but now, can we wrap this up with something a little bit lighter? And what I'm wondering is if I've got anything that I can put on here real quick. I don't think I had any ideas, but I need to have some ideas. So the first thing you do is you put down some, hi Gigi, welcome. I finished the part about 10 things that I learned as a YouTube creator. Oh, one other thing though, as a YouTube watcher, do not be afraid to turn the volume off. Do not be afraid to put that little setting on 2 times speed, or even to scroll ahead. I mean, because I watch videos a lot with the sound off. Sometimes I'm just not in the mood to listen to people talk. And I just want, it's kind of like that show, that cop show from years ago, Friday or something, and he'll go, his name was Jack, I think. He'll go, just the facts, ma'am, just the facts. And some days that's how I am. I just want the facts. I want to learn how to do the picture of the project that I saw in the thumbnail. So you will not insult me if I ever find out, or you tell me that you're turning the volume off. I don't think I have that great of a voice, so it's not going to bother me at all. In fact, for a long time there, I couldn't even listen to my own voice. And there are other people that times I can't listen to their voice. But so feel free to do that. Feel free to scroll ahead. And the problem is when you have the sound off, like right now I was doing 10 things I learned as a YouTube creator. So I'm moving my hands a lot and not really doing anything. And if somebody were to watch this video without sound, they go, what the heck? This is the most boring video I've ever watched. So darned if you do and darned if you don't. But these all have backgrounds now. Let's talk about the backgrounds. So this is my cowboy paper ephemera that I got from my sister in Texas. This is Happy Mail from Beth. She sent me a few pieces. This is Happy Mail from Carrie. She sent me some vellum. And this is my new invoice paper pack that I got from Mickey on her sales group, which I don't remember. So I'm going to add a number 11. And that is to not beat yourself up if you can't credit someone or give them a shout out. I mean, it's easy for me to credit Susan because I see her all the time and her name is embedded into my brain. But Mickey's new to me, and I do go to her Facebook page, but that doesn't mean I'm going to remember what her Facebook group is. So I did try really hard and kind of beat myself up at first because everybody said, oh, you've got to give credit. Well, no, you don't. Again, this is a hobby. Nobody's paying me to write little notes and try and remember this. So if I can, I will. If I remember, I will. However, if somebody were to come onto my video and see me showing this invoice, or is this an invoice? I don't know what it is. But if Mickey, and she was like, oh gosh, Tracy, you didn't mention where you bought that from. I don't think she'd do that, but let's just say, I have told her and other people, if I'm talking about your stuff, then put it in the comments. You plug yourself, okay? So it's not really my job to plug you. It's your job to plug yourself. And I'm happy to give you a platform to do that. And it's not gonna cause me any problems if you, granted you can't link yourself, but there is such a thing as copy and paste, and that works just as good most times. So this is a beautiful napkin that I bought from Etsy, I think. And the other day I saw somebody on YouTube coloring, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have not colored with my alcohol markers forever. So as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I had Stampin' Up! Blend markers. And I used to color with those all the time. So I decided to paint, because I think I saw a picture somewhere. Actually, I did. I saw a picture somewhere on a video or Instagram or something. No, it wasn't this one. Sorry, never mind. It wasn't this one. It was something else I did, and I can't remember what it was. Where I did a picture, but then I did it again in here and used this piece with some cheesecloth. And that was a lot of fun. And then I saw YouTube where somebody was doing something with this shape, and just seeing that shape encouraged me to do all this other stuff. And then I decided to do a flip, and the person did do a belly band, but then I did turn this into a pocket and just had a lot of fun. And this is a piece that I bought off of another Facebook group. Let me just see who those Facebook groups are real quick. Well, there we go. Okay, so I bought this piece off of Junk Journals, No Rules, Sell, Buy, Trade, Swap. So it's a really great group for less drama, and it was a really good price. I'm trying to remember how much it was, but it was a really good price. So some of it is really good prices. And Mickey's stuff, her group is Forgotten Moments, Ephemera Cells, and her prices are excellent, and she's just a very sweet young lady. Oh my gosh, I was really surprised when I saw how young she is. Oh, she did an introductory to herself, and that's how I found out how young she is. This is from Happy Mail from I just said her name, Beth. This is some trim I bought from Etsy. This is my Italian rag paper that I bought from Roxy's Creation Shop. And this is just a bunch of different things along with part of one of my painting papers, which is, or mixed media papers, whatever you want to call it. It was in my painting papers section. This is part of this. And sewing pattern paper, fabric. I think this is called cicada paper. Don't hold me to it. And some vintage music paper and some more rag paper. And then this is part of from a digital from Crafty Cat. Okay, I'm gonna need some ginkgo after all that. That was a real stretch for my brain. So right now I'm looking over here in my trolleys for my stamps, my rubber stamps. And I'm gonna need an acrylic block. Ooh, I like this stamp because it has like splatter. This is kind of unusual for me to stamp on vintage paper. I don't do that a lot, especially not my rag paper. Post office. It's words. I don't want words. Okay, I don't want anything more from there. I think I want a flower. Oh, I know which flower I want. This. This is my favorite. So if you happen to watch my craft tour video from yesterday, there's one point where it's towards the end of the video where I start to show my Michael's craft cart that has all the drawers, and there's a point where the camera starts to sway around or something. I told my husband, I said, people are going to get seasick when they see that, because he was walking backwards and he walked into one of my carts and lost his balance. Fortunately, he did not fall, so that was a good thing. Hi, Beth. Let's see. Beth is saying, hi, Theresa, I got your mail and opened it up last night. Stream. I dearly love all of it. Thank you so much. Well, you're very... Oh, yeah. I remember what you got. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So, Beth got an envelope pouch thingy from me. I like to do those things for ephemera. Like, I've got one right now that looks like this. Okay, I'm at 46 minutes. I need to wrap this up. So I got one right now that looks like this. It's made with that haberdashery paper from Hobby Lobby. And it just has a ton of stuff in it, ephemera. And it's just stuffed full of different ephemera. Like, this is packing paper made into an envelope, and inside the envelope then you could even, well, it's kind of tight, so you can put a bunch of ephemera in it. This is a strip that could be cut in half to make page endings or whatever. They're very versatile. Oh, I can't wait to see that, Beth. That'll be exciting to see how you use it. So anyways, that's what I've got for you today. And I guess I will tag a few people after this. Actually, I think I will tag Beth and Gigi. And of course, if you guys don't want to do it, that's fine. And I'm only going to take a couple because I don't really know who would want to do it. But I think Susan probably figured that I find it difficult to pass up a challenge, so she probably figured I was a safe bet in that respect. And she was right. But anyways, that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to get back to crafting for a while, and then I'm going to go back to watching my series on Netflix that I'm binging on, which is, what is it? It's a really cool show because it's a period drama, and I love period dramas. So it is, oh, don't you just hate it when you see a title of something over and over again and you can't remember what it is, but yes, that could be a problem that you know that about me, Susan. But anyways, I guess I'm not going to remember. I can't even remember the names of the family. Darn it. Oh, I remembered. Poldark, like Poldark, and I feel like I'm missing a letter, and it's on Netflix. But if you like period dramas, you're gonna like it, and it's got 5 seasons, 5, which is really cool. It's about people in, so they've got the Moor, and they have an Irish tone to them, but I think that they are English because, you know, they got red coats, and one of the main characters, he was a soldier, and yeah, yeah, and he comes back, and his love of his life, Elizabeth, is going to marry his cousin. Oh, I'm really enjoying it. I'm on season 2 because I've been binging. So I can't binge tonight, or maybe I can because I'm kind of caught up with my work and I make my own schedule. So maybe I will binge again tonight. But yeah, me and my husband, we love to put series to bed quickly. Like Landman, oh my gosh, we went through that fast. Yellowstone, we go through that one fast because we love Beth and her anger. So anyways, I'm getting off on a tangent, but yeah, if you haven't seen that show, Pull Dark, it's a great one. I mean, because another thing I like is I don't like a lot of intimacy in shows. Okay, let's just say bed sex thing, scenes. But, you know, it's part of life. People do go to bed. They are romantic. They do make babies. And, I mean, I think shows should show more of somebody just like saying, okay, I'm going out to the outhouse to take a pee, you know, because that's part of real life. You watch a show and you're going, they did not once go pee. And so, anyways, a little reality is great, but just really getting into it and stuff, to me, becomes more of a porn show than a drama. So, if I'm starting to feel uncomfortable, then that's not a show I want to watch. But this show is really good. It's a great romance. It's a great show of showing the hardships that people during that time period had. And the guy just really starts to torque me off because he just is too much of a leader, fight for the cause type person, to the point where he might get hung and taken from his wife, who during that time, it's hard to be a woman on your own, and she was pregnant again, so that would have been terrible. See how much I get into these shows? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna stop. We are at 52 minutes, and I'm sure you guys have other things that you want to go do, and if you're watching the replay, you're like, get over it. So take care, and I hope to see you in the next video, and I'll try and have something interesting for you. And I look forward to seeing your new journal.